evening, everybody. This is Huge Pop from the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast, and it's Cody Cornett to the right, and below me is my boy Reek Reek. And tonight we're going to break down some WWE Monday Night Raw, and we're going to give our predictions to this Saturday, I think, or is it Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday's Money in the Bank in Toronto, right?
I'm going to look it up right now, actually.
And then I believe NXT is this Sunday as well.
Yes, I think so.
Yes, we have
Heat.
So in the next week, this weekend, 5 o'clock Eastern, they're going to be in Toronto doing a kickoff show before SmackDown. SmackDown Friday night, 8 to 10. They're going to do a 5 o'clock kickoff, then a pre-show, and then an after show, and then the Money in the Bank match, whatever. And then we have NXT Heatwave on Sunday at 7 o'clock.
That's weird. That's weird because normally NXT goes before of the WWE pay-per-view, but this time it's going to be after. That's kind of strange.
Or it would be like the weekend before.
Yeah. So it's kind of strange. But
they're kind of like jam-packed everything in 2 days.
Yeah. And I will say this before we break into the WWE and Monday Night Raw and stuff like that. I will say this, and I'll probably get a lot of flack from somebody in this room, I'm sure.
Cody.
AEW's pay-per-view, Forbidden Door, wasn't horrible. I didn't say it was good. It just wasn't horrible.
Well, this will tell you, I haven't watched it.
I've seen tidbits of it, and that's from what I've seen. Not A+, B+, but I'm just saying it wasn't a bad show for AEW.
Before Cody rips into this.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
When somebody sits here and tells me you gotta watch an AEW pay-per-view, then I'll pay for it. But besides that, I'm just not wasting my money unless it's going to be really good.
He's not inaccurate. But here's the thing with AEW, and I'm going to say this so we can get on to the actual shit that matters. Forbidden Door was nothing more than a main event with a horrible Dynamite undercard.
Who wrestled in this Forbidden Door?
Okay, hold on. I'm not going to say who wrestled. I'm just going to say in the course of 5 hours, we had 15 matches. We had 5 matches on a 2-hour pre-show and 10 matches on a 4-hour main card.
What the?
Right.
Yeah, Huge Pop, what you trying to get me to watch, man?
I'm just saying it's not. Hold up. Well, I say that you guys get all my comments screwed up here. You think I'm a Cody rotator? I'm not.
Oh, that's going to come into play soon.
You're not going to. I mean, Yes, I agree with Cody Cornett. I do. Way too many matches. Way too long of a show. I can say that even for WWE and their WrestleMania 2-day event that lasts forever. I'm exhausted at the end of that. Now, there was talent at the end of that. There's good stuff. Now, AEW, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. I put it like that. But it had a lot of fill-ins, I guess.
I'm going to have to check it out.
Rico, here's the match card. This was the goddamn match card for a 4-hour pay-per-view from 8 to midnight.
And
do you see the 4 matches that happened on 0 hour beforehand?
I can barely read it. I can see pictures, but I can barely read it.
Okay, so Saraya versus what the hell's her name? I can read it over here. Mariah May, who's with Toni Storm, was in an Owen Hart opening on the pre-show.
On the pre-show?
Right. Then you have a 4-way tag team match for the no titles on the line. Just fucking a 4-way tag match for the fuck of it. Then you have Willow Nightingale and Tam Nakaro. I'm butchering names. Sorry, don't watch Japan. Against Chris Statlander and Momo whatever. Not my pick, not my farm. And then you have a trios match with Mystico and the Lucha Brothers, or Botchkara, for those of you who only watch WWE, against Yoshi Toshi, Titan, and Harumu Takashi. Again, sorry for butchering. I don't watch New Japan. Not my problem. Then the opening match was MJF versus Pachia there, fucking Chiro.
Yeah, I remember watching the promo on those two.
Then you have Shibata, who had his brain removed and put back in, and Hook and Samoa Joe versus the Learning Tree, which is Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb. Again, could care less. We have what? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 trios matches on this card for no reason.
What in the world?
That's 12. No. That's 18 guys on a card for no reason. The TNT Championship match, that makes sense to have a multi-man ladder match because you want to crown a new champion.
Mm-hmm.
An Owen Hart opener between Shingo Taki and Bryan Danielson. That was probably a fantastic match. I could care less because Tony Khan doesn't build anything the fuck up. It's an Owen Hart opening round tournament match. Then you have Mia Shakara versus Toni Storm for the AEW Women's Championship. Ooh, whoop-de freaking do. And then you have Stephanie Vaquer versus Mercedes Moné, title for title. That was a dumb match because at the end of it, guess who comes back? Britt Baker. Oh!
Now, see, I actually do, from what I've seen at AEW, I do like Britt Baker.
I could care less. She is worse than Sin Cara.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. I've had very little experience with Britt Baker, and all the experience I've had, I would rather have watched a train wreck with 100 people dead than watching a Britt Baker match. And then the match that really pisses me off the most, Orange Goddamn Cassidy pockets my little dog, the fucking mascot of AEW, versus one of probably the number 1 best technical wrestler in the world today in Zack Sabre Jr. Fuck Tony Khan. Period.
Tell me how you really feel.
IWGP World Heavyweight
All right,
title
rough
match,
this up, bro.
which is so dumb because Moxley shouldn't be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Moxley shouldn't even be in the business for the last 2 years because he's been doing nothing but dog shit. And then you have...
Hold up.
No, I can say that wholeheartedly.
No,
I really haven't watched this stuff, man. I haven't, so I can't debate on that.
Ever since 2 years ago, or no, was it last year? Yeah, it was last year at Double or Nothing when you had the stupid jackass in blackface singing Wild Thing for 10 goddamn minutes for no reason. Live. That was the worst match Jon Moxley ever put on. Hands down.
You're going to hate life when he comes to WWE, aren't you?
If Triple H hires him back, he's for the Shield and Shield only, and that's where he belongs as the third wheel of the best faction of all time.
I mean, I ain't disagreeing with you. I do like Moxley.
And for the main event, this was the match that made you want to turn in for Forbidden Door. Period. This was the reason to watch the pay-per-view. It was a great main event. It showed Swerve Strickland and it showed Will Ospreay of how selfless he really is. That he didn't want to win to go into all in as world champion. He wanted Swerve to win. He wants Swerve to run and help run the company as the face of the company. Swerve Strickland is a guy that you could put the company on his back and he could run with it. He could be the guy on the football team that could be the quarterback that throws it to himself in the end zone, shoves it down the goddamn opponent's throats, and will be happy with it with a smile on his face. But then play 75% of the matches on this goddamn show, including the pre-show. It'd be a lot better pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it like that's too much. Like you tried jam packing so much. That's wow.
Oh. Now that I've given myself a coronary, Scott, thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, but I disagree with that being the best faction in the business, by the way. Hands down, NWO blows them away, so there's that.
The Shield is the only faction in history where every member has become a world champion on their own without the faction's help.
That doesn't make that faction the best faction.
Yeah, because Flair needed the Horsemen, Hogan needed the NWO, Triple H needed DX and Evolution, and the Authority. Seth Rollins needed the Authority after he won the championship on his own.
We'll agree to disagree, Cody, because NWO speaks volumes over the what's the Shield? Yeah, the Shield. That's what they call themselves.
The Shield had 3 members.
Right.
All 3 were world champions.
Okay.
The NWO had 155 members, including the ones in Japan.
What do you remember most? I don't remember hardly anything that the Shield did. I remember quite a bit of what the NWO did.
What did the NWO accomplish? Finger poke of doom.
No, but I can the moments they created moments.
That was a moment, good or bad. It was a moment.
And the Shield.
Go ahead.
The Shield's created all 3 members holding the WWE title in one night. 2 of them being the main event of WrestleMania in an impromptu triple threat match. Dean Ambrose showing that he can be a world champion without the fucking deathmatch bullshit.
Well, again, we pick apart people. I pick apart Cody Rhodes. You pick apart Jon Moxley, whatever it is. But it is the promoter, the businessman, the writer that made Moxley do in these death matches. And it's the promoter's fault that Cody Rhodes sucks balls, and he's put in shit right now. He's overwhelmed. He's overshadowed by everything in WWE. It's the writers. It's not
Cody
the athletes.
Cody Rhodes' champion being overshadowed by the Bloodline, the Wyatt Six, and everything else that is going on is still a bigger star than Jon Moxley.
No, disagree. 100% disagree.
Which brings me to my next question. I'm not going to ask the one on Roman Reigns' payroll. I'm going to ask Rico. When you look at Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa, would you say that the WWE has brought them in and made them look like bigger stars than Mercedes Moné, Will Ospreay, and Okada?
I got to say, yeah. They've made them look like huge freaking stars.
Okay. So when Ospreay, Okada, and Mercedes is a big name already.
Mm-hmm.
Granted,
Ospreay's great too.
Right. But those are big names from Japan. 2 out of the 3 that I mentioned for this bloodline were from Japan, but have been made bigger stars in the WWE than what the Japan people come over to AEW.
No disagreement there. No disagreement.
And I'm saying not on Roman Reigns' payroll because I'm pretty sure you'd be biased on that question anyway, Scott. But
No,
what do you think?
It all comes back to what I just said.
Right. That's why I'm bringing this up.
It's the storyline. I mean, Monet, she deserves bigger than what she is in AEW. But she does.
No.
But the storyline writers are shit at AEW.
There are no writers. That's the problem.
Okay, so so Ospreay's getting fucked. Moxley's getting fucked. All these guys that are great talent, because they don't have a talent, whatever. They're getting they're getting pushed aside, pushed into crap and pay-per-views. And then now Fatu and all those guys that you mentioned came into this with somebody that knows what the hell they're doing and puts them in a storyline that you could be a shit show. And if you're big enough and bad enough, you can be put in that bloodline. You're amazing.
Right.
It's all about the money. It's all about the writers. And that's my problem is, and I feel bad for Cody Rhodes. I really do, because he is being overshadowed. He's overshadowed. I have to say that because you guys all think I hate Cody Rhodes.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, because the bloodline and the Wyatt Six, that it's very up there, and Cody's here. But I gotta say this. Cody still overshadows Moxley.
Yeah.
But that's a matter of opinion, though.
Well, here's the thing. The way that they're booking Cody, regardless, he's still a huge deal in the company. When you compare that to Jon Moxley, or compare that to the big name in Japan, Okada, or the big name that came over from Japan in Ospreay, who's the bigger star? Cody. Period. Hell, fucking I'm just trying to think of a jobber off the top of my head here. Hell, Andrade is a bigger star in the WWE now and before than when he was in AEW.
I like Andrade. I really do. I like him, man.
I mean, I don't know. I think if Moxley was still in WWE, he'd be a brain. He'd be amazing, because they'd utilize him like he's supposed to.
Because this is my biggest problem with AEW. There is a warden, but the warden lets the prisoners literally get away with murder. Because the warden looks at everything and goes, "Do what you want. Do what you want. Come to me. We'll do some intermediate booking. Other than that, I got final say on who's getting booked and what. But if you come to me with a great idea," which he thinks everybody's a great idea because we're all fantasy booking in AEW land. I mean, just look at that fucking match card we just went over.
I feel bad. You saying that? I mean, you're right. You're saying that. I feel bad for Ricochet. His career is done. He's done.
I don't think so. Honestly, if WWE wants to, because he's not a piece of shit like Dijak.
What I'm saying, there's rumors that he's done. He's on his way to AEW. And if he gets to AEW,
he doesn't want to re-sign with the company, which is fine. I mean, if they throw him the vault, go for it. They've given him an opportunity to come back as a great babyface.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to go to AEW, and that's going to be another star that is ruined.
No, we're going to have the freaking New Japan Super Juniors match between him and Ospreay when they were still in their jackets.
And then we're going to lose one of the best ring announcers.
No, Samantha Irvin's staying there.
She'll stay.
You think so?
Yeah. They'll give her enough money.
I hope. But
like,
anyway.
I understood when Moxley left and Renee went with them because she had disagreements with the company. But Samantha's, from what we hear, perfectly happy.
Yeah.
And Ricochet didn't leave on bad. There's no heat.
No, there's no bad blood. He's just letting his contract run out. And unless they give him a decent money contract, I'm assuming. I mean, money talks, obviously. I mean, hell.
No, and I agree with what you're saying about how, you kind of feel bad for Cody. But in the same sense, like, if you look at it, he's still the top merch seller right now.
Wyatt Six got him beat now this week.
You can sell as much merch as you want. I get it. But everybody, let's push for get Roman Reigns out of there. Roman Reigns is shit. Roman Reigns this. Roman Reigns that. Let's get the win. And did I not say, okay, WrestleMania weekend? Did I not say?
You did. There's videotape to prove it. I have the video.
Yes, he's going to win. But after he wins, then what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for the then what. Yes, he did fight AJ Styles twice. Amazing matches, yes. But as a champion, the company's champion, you shouldn't be getting the mid-card match. You should have a storyline bigger than whatever, because I don't remember his storyline whatsoever, except for jabbing with AJ Styles and some promos. But yet he's overshadowed by and I love it. I love everything now that the Bloodline is doing, especially with what happened last week with Paul Heyman. I love the Judgment Day, the Wyatt Six. I honestly will tune in to watch that, and if I see Cody Rhodes, who cares?
Well, Damian Priest, they did the same thing.
Yeah, Damian Priest, we're doing the same. We're doing it worse with Damian than we are with Cody. I'm going to say that.
So we got these champions, right? And they're supposed to be highlighting the shows.
Mm-hmm.
And they're being overshadowed by not junk because it's great stuff.
Yeah.
They're being overshadowed by the Wyatt Six and the Bloodline, which I'm totally fine with because I love the Bloodline and I love Wyatt Six. Well,
so on the topic of the Wyatt Six, and this is my last question at least. I only had a couple topics to talk about before we went in the Money in the Bank predictions. I listened to Jim Cornette this morning, and he had received a bunch of like this was the only thing that a lot of the cult of Cornette was really against him on was the debut of the Wyatt Six. And he literally goes, I don't give a fuck. Like, look, honestly, I still don't like it. I'm glad that a lot of you do. I still don't like it. And he gave his reasoning. His reasoning was, it explained to me how the Wyatt Six becomes into this world of believability. And I'm like, okay, that I understand what he's saying. And then he also brought up the whole Whataburger situation. If you guys don't know, the five of them took a picture with a fan at Whataburger at 2 a.m. Did you ever see Taker do that? Did you ever see Kane do that? Did you ever see Rey Mysterio do that without his mask?
Everybody stays in character.
Right. So my question is, are we going to be remembering the gimmick of the Wyatt Six? Or are we going to be remembering the creativity of the Wyatt Six?
Yeah.
Because hands down, I'm entertained by it. I love it. Granted, I nitpick. I'm if I see something out of the ordinary, I'm gonna nitpick. Because again, 2 guards fell down. This time there was another person at the commentary table. No one said a damn thing. That pisses me off.
Because it's just like a movie. It's just
right. But it's just like like even Cornette's like, yes, I love the gimmick. I love Taker as the gimmick. But I was so against him rising from the coffin, going into heaven at Rumble 94. I purposely hid behind a ring corner so they didn't show me on camera because of how upset I was with it.
No, and it's like, look how long Taker went with
30 years.
Yeah, barely speaking to anybody outside of the wrestling.
Kane went 20.
Mm-hmm.
My fear, and it's about the Wyatt Six, okay?
Okay.
I probably made it known probably a lot of times. I was a Bray Wyatt fan.
Yeah.
Until the Firefly Funhouse.
Oh, I was even more of a fan.
And my thing about it was him in the rocking chair, him in the swamp, him with the firefly, him with the lantern. That was spooky, creepy shit, demonic stuff that you didn't know what he was going to do. That storyline with Randy Orton was amazing, and then burning down the houses and stuff. That was all. And it was not, it wasn't, I want to use this word cinematic. It was like real shit. It was like he's at his house. He's this, he's this, he's this, he's this, he's this. And to me, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if writers changed. I don't know if it was Bray Wyatt's idea and whatever.
It was all Bray.
Bless his heart, right? But I can be not a fan of something. I'm not a fan of the comics, of the Mr. Rogers vibe, of the Captain Kangaroo vibe, of, you know what I'm saying? To me, that was childish. To me, that was the Jack in the Box thing. Come on, really?
But well, it was because it was showing you the nice, friendly side.
I don't want to see that.
And then you got the fiend, crazy, demonic side.
My fear is Bray was Bray,
right?
And Bo and Gacy and all their names or whatever.
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't last 5 weeks, 5 or 6 months, and then we start seeing comics again.
Now, when you say comics, do you mean like the whole superhero trope type thing?
I mean the Firefly Funhouse. Hi, my puppet. How are you? No.
See, I don't think. Yeah, but I think that was the whole. Like, if you really look back at the whole Fiend part of the storyline, before he got released, I think that was going to be the whole epicenter of the whole thing. Like, I think we were supposed to get to where we are now. It just took a hell of a lot longer than what we wanted it to do.
And I hope that they last longer. I hope we see more real. Okay, I said it before. The Bloodline is probably the best thing ever in a long time. Because why? Because it's real. I can relate because it's brother, it's family. We bitch, we argue, we fight, blah blah blah, and it's real fight. You can get into that story.
Yeah.
Right now, I can get into the Wyatt 6 because there's people getting beat up in the back via they're not getting arrested or whatever, like Cody said last week. But there's that beat up. There's that beat down. Drew McIntyre. There's another one that is overshadowing, in my opinion, the storyline with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk is overshadowing Cody Rhodes, and it's just amazing shit. I don't want it to get to this unbelievable. That's why I think where I felt like I was at with Firefly and Funhouse. It was It was unbelievable. Meaning unbelievable, not meaning oh my god. It was. I didn't believe it.
It was out of the realm of believability.
I want to watch it. If I'm watching professional wrestling, I want to watch fighting. And right. Then you throw comics. I say comics, but you know what I mean. You throw all this stuff in there, and this is why I'm not a Money in the Bank fan. I hate Money in the Bank.
Really?
I can't stand it.
You hate Money in the Bank?
Absolutely.
Like you hate the match concept?
Here's why. And it sucks because I had to sit through the pandemic Money in the Bank cinematic bullshit that it was.
Oh, the rooftop fiasco.
Look, I'm all for that, honestly. And this is coming from me. Top 5 matches of the decade.
Shit, come on, that was the
I'll say that right now. The Boneyard match.
The Boneyard match was off the chain.
I will say that. I agree with that one.
The Boneyard match, that match, and the Firefly Funhouse match. Within 4 months of each other. Like the first two were within 24 hours, and then the third one was like 2-3 months later. I'm all for. Those matches were entertaining as shit. Believability, that's fine. It's out the window. It was pandemic. This is the GT. This is Dragon Ball GT of WWE. For those of you who get that reference, this is the non-canon of the WWE. The pandemic era was non-canon.
It ruined it for me because of that, and I love R-Truth. Don't get me wrong. That statement, I've said it before. That to me, that R-Truth Miz thing with over the briefcase. I mean, come on. You made this briefcase something that was really cool into a joke, and it was a joke. How many times did it change that year? It changed. Then Otis got brought into it. The whole thing, everything, everybody's gunning for it.
Well, Otis won it.
Yeah.
So Otis won Money in the Bank briefcase, which
I don't think he was supposed to.
No. That was planned. The original plan. So remember how Austin Theory won Money in the Bank and then cashed it in on a mid-card championship?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was supposed to happen with the tag titles. With Otis. And whatever, I can't remember the Wrecking Crew guy's name, Tucker and Otis. Otis was supposed to cash it in on the SmackDown Tag Team Champions of whoever they were at the time. And they're like, Nah, we want to have McIntyre Lashley, so let's give it to Miz and then give him another title run and then be good.
Hey, sorry. Do you guys hear that?
Clicking? I don't know. What is that clicking?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't hear clicking. Is it on me? Hold on. Do you hear?
I hear it, but I don't know what it is.
Did you hear it when my mic was muted?
No. Yeah.
No, here. Let me mute mine.
I don't hear no clicking.
It's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone. That's crazy. Sorry, it sounded like a bunch of mini crickets going on.
But no, I had a, I don't know. I just have not been a fan ever since that of the Money in the Bank. I think it's.
Yeah, but that was like the one and only time, which I thought was a great idea that they did both the women's and the men's at the exact same time. I thought that was a very interesting concept. I wish they would do that again one more time. But like after that, when we went back to normal Money in the Bank matches, are you okay? Like, are you okay with that concept?
I don't think I mean, I wasn't a fan when Austin Theory had it.
They screwed it up twice, and it pisses me off.
I mean, I just think as important as that briefcase is to life as a wrestler.
Yeah,
I would think they would make a better storyline with it than what they have in the past. I mean, Damian Priest carried that thing for how long?
From July to April, so almost a damn year. He had it for a good 9-10 months.
I mean, so to me, I mean, I remember the TNA when they had a fight. What's that called? They had that.
Beast or Fired. That is actually a worse concept because, yes, you can have a title shot for any championship, but you just don't know which one. And if you get the lucky fourth briefcase, you better hope you are going to be a character that they're never going to use again because you are bye-bye.
I think my problem is that they have the WWE superstar carry it for so long.
Well, this varies because sometimes they'll get it quickly, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Seth had it for almost a year as well.
I think you're going to see it. I think if my predictions are right, we'll get there soon. I think it'll be the quickest cash in WWE history.
The men's were due for a same night cash in. It's only happened twice.
Yeah,
and we are due.
Absolutely. So
we should not have another women's same night cash in for at least a decade.
Yeah. So how many times has that happened now?
1 second, I'll get to that.
Well, and the other thing is, I think that this is going to be the time where the women cash in but don't succeed.
I hope not. I would like to see that go on for at least 10.
It would be nice to see it, but it's like I just feel like they're just going to be like, you know what, you know, you can't be perfect.
So in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You fuck, I don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5. 5 cash-ins happened within 24 hours of the person winning it. 3 of those 5 happened within the first 3 hours. Because normally in 2018, 2019, 2021, and 2022, all 4 of those opened the show with the women's Money in the Bank. Carmella is the only 2-time women's Money in the Bank winner, which I love that they count that because James Ellsworth got the briefcase for her the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And she held it longer than Edge. Carmella has the contract the longest at 287 days. Io Sky, who just won it last year and is the 7th winner overall, is the 2nd longest woman to hold the Money in the Bank briefcase. And she only held it for a month.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So want to talk about Money in the Bank? Oh, we got about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Rico, you want to talk about anything else?
Well,
No,
I
we
mean,
can talk about Money in
Raw
the
really
Bank.
wasn't that big. The only thing I do want to touch on is carrying Cross there, and how
Go
they
on.
keep emphasizing about, how he's beaten previous world champions and
7.
stuff, and also that whole Xavier turning on Kofi, trying to get him to turn. Like, do you guys see that coming?
I really thought Big E was coming out. To be perfectly honest with you, I thought Big E was coming out.
I thought he can't wrestle.
Oh, well, no. Well, he says that anything can happen in the WWE. I'm thinking Kofi's got his arm up like that. He's going to snap his arm or something. Then you hear, it's the New Day. Yes, it is. And it's like, wait a minute. The New Day's out. Oh, Big E. And then, have a good comeback before Money in the Bank. Nothing happened. And I'm like, this is stupid.
No, Raw was, started off with Jey Uso. And that right there, I think that's going to be a great match.
So with all the jokes of people like having funerals, we need to have a third one this month for Sami Zayn. He will be dead. I hate to break it to you guys, but that IC title is coming home to a Steiner.
I got no disagreements with that. I really would like to see him win it, but I don't think he's going to lose it.
I'm going to disagree with you, Rico. Here's my problem with WWE, and I hope they fix it this time. You bring these guys up from NXT, and Karrion Kross being one of them, blah, 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 and Ron Breakker, and he's been in here for a while, and he's earned his time, and it's time for him to get a title. If they don't give him the title this time, it's just, come on.
Sorry, not that, but here's my thing with that. If you give him a belt before you give LA Knight a belt, that's a big freaking smack in the face to LA Knight.
No, it's not.
I will agree with you, Rico. I think it is. I think, again, it goes back to how I think the storyline people, writers for WWE, sometimes get so big into their main storylines, right? Like the Bloodline and the Wyatt Six, that these other things like LA Knight, he got overlooked, he got overshadowed, he got missed. I think he's missed. I think his time is up. I think that's WWE's fault. I hope they don't do this to Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
So here's my thing about LA Knight. His time has come and gone. He's a star. I will say he is a bigger star than anybody on the AEW roster. Period.
Yeah.
He is a bigger star than half the people on the NXT roster, or actually 90% of the people on the NXT roster, and probably 50% of the people on the main roster.
He needs a title, though.
No, he doesn't.
He deserves it. He earned it.
Does he deserve a title? Yes, I think that him and R-Truth are both in the same category as a Lifetime Achievement Award title. They should both get one because they've gone through hell and back to get to where they are. Braun Breaker is the future. Braun Breaker is the guy that you could, like a Swerve Strickland, put the company on his back and give him the ball and run with it.
Yeah.
Breaker is, and this is going to be whatever you want to call it, but Breaker is the next Austin.
He's good, but I don't know. That's
big shoes, bro.
Yeah.
I would put Breaker as Austin and Carmelo Hayes as The Rock.
Really?
Now,
Easily.
Hayes, I could see that.
Easily.
I don't know, man. Those are some big shoes to fill, and you just...
They are big shoes to fill, but you know what? Those two guys, those two young, athletic, hungry motherfuckers are ready to do whatever they need to do to get the ball rolling and get not even an attitude era, but just this next era of professional wrestling to kick off, especially with Netflix going on. We are going to have the greatest two. We said Austin Rocks once in a lifetime, once in a generation. Now we've gone at least 3 generations since then. I say Breaker Carmelo is going to be the next Austin Rock.
I mean, I would love to see that. I really would.
I think those two have the tools to pull it off and be the guys that they need to be, because the rivalry that they had in NXT reminded me of those two.
Yeah, I see that. I take Brock. I take Breaker over Sami Zayn. I mean, I love Sami Zayn, but I think it's time for him to lose it. So Breaker's winning that title.
Nah.
Come hell or high water, he is winning that title, and he is going to put the same prestige on that title that Gunther did.
I don't think he's going to win it right now, but he will win it, just not this Saturday.
Nah, Sammy's going to the hospital. Sorry. He's in his hometown. He's going to the hospital. He's going to take a quick vacation. He's done.
Next.
Let's see here. Next up is... This should be fun. Share this tab instead. The Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Io Sky, Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton. The only person there for high spots in Naomi. Zoe Stark's the underdog. And the woman that wants to bring the Divas Championship back in Chelsea Green.
I'm going with Tiff.
I'm going with the one that would make me happy and make me the most proud in Chelsea Green. Because I want her to bring back the Divas title and piss off a whole fan
Chelsea
base.
does. She's got that gimmick, and she cracks me up. she's that Karen. She plays it very well.
Like logically, Tiffany Stratton, because the way they're playing it between her and Nia, that makes perfect sense. Nia's winning against Bayley at SummerSlam. Period.
Yeah. Yep.
I say Stratton. For that reason.
Going with Tiff.
Logically, Stratton. Personally, Chelsea Green. I really want Chelsea Green to win.
Stratton either way.
I don't see Io becoming a CM Punk-esque 2-time back-to-back winner. Naomi's there only for high spots. Zoe Stark is there as a dark horse in the running. Lila Valkyria is the new up-and-coming rookie. And Tiffany Stratton is actually in something other than Chelsea Green that will drive her with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yep. Yeah, that one. I mean, you got some pretty decent ones in there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I was actually I was trying to remember where she was at. But anyways, watching a little bit of old school of Chelsea Green, I'm like, man, you watch her in the ring. She actually was, because now I watch her in the ring. I'm just like, man, she's not the same what she used to be.
What if you get a chance? Have you ever watched Lucha Underground?
Only once or twice, man.
Okay, both of you. If you ever get a chance, you need to watch her against Pentagon Jr. Okay. That was a very well done match for an intergender match.
Okay.
I'll have to check that out.
Next up, just recently added a 6-man tag between RKO and Cody Rhodes versus any 3 members of the Bloodline, which we don't know who they're going to be yet.
This is just me personally, because I want to see it just one time in the WWE. I want to see the GOD come out to their GOD theme, New Japan style.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I know. I just want it, just selfish reasons. But that's. What do you think it's going to be?
I'm going Bloodline regardless who the 3 members are.
You'd be stupid. They're stupid not to give that, because they need to build their power so high. Because when Reigns comes back, they're going to look like monsters. And that's going to give Reigns a thing to take down. I mean, again, I got 3 guys there. You got Cody Rhodes, you got RKO, and probably Kevin Owens against the Bloodline. And those guys are animals. So there's no way you can have these guys being so vicious for the last 3 weeks and then have them lose.
But I see him doing this and keeping it safe because Cody's champion. Keeping it safe and not having them lose where it just becomes a big disqualification.
Oh, so you're saying just like a no contest, pretty much.
You don't want to see. You think it would be bad for Cody Rhodes' team to lose on him?
It's not going to be terrible, but it's that's your champion. You know, you don't want to see your champion losing. We don't want the bloodline to lose either, but that's where I see it kind of just a tie.
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter which three of them bloodline members at all. Nope. No matter what, Solo's going to take sole responsibility for the victory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whether he's in the match or not, he's going to take sole responsibility. And I think, honestly, Cody's taking the pinfall.
Think so?
Because whoever beats Cody will get the title match at SummerSlam. As much as I would love to see Randy Cody at SummerSlam, I don't think we're getting that for a while. We're still getting it teased. Unless Randy Orton just out of nowhere fucking RKO's Cody and then the bloodline gets the victory that way.
I wouldn't mind that.
Well, because did anybody catch like Randy eyeballing the belt?
Oh yeah, he's been teasing it.
Well, that might happen. I see what Cody. You may be right. I think out of nowhere, because that's Randy Orton's it. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, fuck you guys. Boom. Done. So I would be all right with that. I'd pop over that. Not because Cody Rhodes gets his ass beat, but because that's what Randy is, you know. And so my question is, does Paul Heyman play a part in screwing over the? You don't think so?
No. Paul Heyman isn't coming back until
Roman comes back.
I'm going to say no one's coming back until October. Yeah. Maybe September. Okay. It's going to definitely be after SummerSlam and Bash at Berlin.
Okay. Yeah, I pick the Bloodline easy.
And I'm going with Roman's not coming back, but Lesnar's coming back and tailing some Samoan hide.
I keep saying it. I was telling people, like, I think Lesnar's because he is the number one Heyman guy. Always has been.
Right. And see, that's the thing. Me and Matt have been talking. And are we thinking that is it going to be OG Bloodline? Or is it going to be Team Bloodline 2.0 versus Team Paul Heyman guys?
Team Paul Heyman guys.
Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, and then a fourth.
You're gonna get the Bloodline because you're gonna get Jimmy and Jay.
You could definitely set up a bunch of shit for Mania at a Survivor Series War Games match.
Yeah.
Okay, so just real quick, Survivor Series. I understand the whole War Games match. It is sweet, but call me old school, man. But I love
want a traditional 5-on-5
5-on-5. Yep, Survivor Series.
Okay,
I'm
give
old
it to the
school.
women.
I want that.
Give it to the women. We don't need 2 fucking War Games matches. People are going to call me sexist. I don't care. We don't need 2. God, you don't need dinner before dinner. That you don't. That's what pisses me off. Yes, everybody should be treated equally. Have the women's War Games at least mean something then. Every women's War Game match has never meant dick all. Every men's War Games match has meant something. It's been built to a fucking War Games match. Every single one of them.
Next.
So give the women a goddamn 5-on-5 elimination tag. That irritates the piss out of me. And I don't care if I'm called sexist. Ugh. Fucking irritates me. Men's Money in the Bank.
Jay. Main event, Jey Uso.
My heart wants Jey Uso. My heart says that's what I want. But unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever way you look at it, I think we're gonna get the quick cash in like we think we are, you're going to see McIntyre win the Money in the Bank and cash it in.
No, you're going to see CM Punk interfere to where Punk or McIntyre doesn't win, and Logan Paul is going to mess with LA Knight.
So the WWE on YouTube put up a post with the link for their playlist about Money in the Bank matches. And the picture they use is AJ Lee tipping the ladder on Cena when it was Cena versus Ziggler for the Money in the Bank briefcase at TLC of 2015? 2013. 2012 or 2013. So it's in the fucking 2010s. That's all I remember. Because that was a horrible angle to begin with. But they have AJ Lee tipping the ladder, which only makes me think that she's going to be involved.
That would be sweet, man.
And she's going to screw McIntyre.
So I'm saying McIntyre's going to get screwed. I already see that coming.
I say he wins. McIntyre wins. That's his time.
Let's go over this real quick. LA Knight, he's on SmackDown. Does he deserve Money in the Bank to try to challenge Cody? Or does he have the right to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship? Do you see him cashing in on either champion who they are currently or who you see them to be in the future?
I said it earlier, no, because I think his time is over and they missed the boat on him.
I see him cashing in on the IC belt or the US title.
Okay, so you can see him using it on Logan Paul or Sami Zayn or Braun Breaker.
Yep.
Drew McIntyre. Logically, it would make sense to have McIntyre come out as World Heavyweight Champion at the end. But do we want a Gunther McIntyre match at Bash in Berlin or at SummerSlam? Because remember, that's already guaranteed. Gunther gets the World Heavyweight title at SummerSlam, no matter who's champion. That's the guaranteed match. So you have to think, everybody that's on Raw, do you want to be World Heavyweight Champion going into SummerSlam?
That's where it's like, we'll get to that match when it comes up. I ain't gonna talk
like
about
Andrade, he's on SmackDown. Do you see Andrade winning this match?
No. I hate to say it. I like him, man, but no, I don't see him winning.
Explain to me how Jey Uso wins this match. Explain to me how Jey Uso would be... I get that he's the favorite going in. When you look at the Vegas betting line, he's the favorite going in.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why is he the favorite going in?
It's just because he's got a big following right now, but this is what will happen. He'll win, he'll try to cash in, and he'll lose it.
Do we want another failed cash in?
No, we don't.
I think that'd make him look stupid and make him look weak if that happened. I don't want to see that. I'd rather him lose the Money in the Bank and give it to Drew McIntyre because he's going to cash in and he's going to win it.
Right.
And then it's going to set up then CM Punk will have something to chase after and make that story much better than it already is. And CM Punk will eventually be our champion.
But here's the problem with that. If McIntyre wins a Money in the Bank, SummerSlam is guaranteed to be McIntyre Gunther. It's not going to be a build-up for Punk Gunther. Or Punk McIntyre. It's going to be a build-up for Gunther McIntyre. So, do we wait at Bash in Berlin at a throwaway foreign pay-per-view to have Punk McIntyre?
No, that's a WrestleMania match.
I dare say it's a Survivor Series match.
Nope. I could agree with that.
So again, McIntyre winning doesn't necessarily... It makes sense at the end of the night, but it doesn't make sense going forward. Because, at least to me, logically, Gunther's walking out of SummerSlam, the World Heavyweight Champion, and is going into Germany, close to his hometown of Austria, as the World Heavyweight Champion. There's no way they're not pulling the trigger on that. No way.
Yeah, well, we've seen weirder things.
So now it leads me to the two dark horses.
Gangster of Destruction's in the house. What's up, Whisper?
Carmelo Hayes. What's up, Whisper?
I gotta go through the line in Taco Bell to get my taco.
Oh, killing me.
So let's talk about the two dark horses, Carmelo Hayes and Chad Gable. If Carmelo Hayes wins, you can do something with him with Money in the Bank. You can do something with him and make him a bigger star than what he is now.
Yeah.
Same thing can be said for Chad Gable. The only problem with Chad Gable is that he is in a storyline right now with the Wyatt Six.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like he's not going to get it, because there's going to be some interference there.
So, by process of elimination, I'm logically, at the end of the night, McIntyre makes sense. I won't disagree with that. But if we're looking forward to the future, Melo is money. Plain and simple.
Melo is money. But nice. My pick is Jay.
I get that. My pick is McIntyre. I get that about Hayes. Yeah, I mean, the other three are like, they're done. It's over with. And they're, like I said, Andrade, Gable's in the storyline. Knight, they lost that opportunity, sadly. But I would say I'm gonna stick with McIntyre. Wins that because he's gonna cash in. I'm always wrong, so. Next.
And last but not least, now this is going to be a 3-hour pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen. We only have 5 matches, so all the matches are going to have time to breathe, and you're going to be able to enjoy them. Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, with the gentleman's agreement intact. If Seth Rollins loses, no world title opportunity for him as long as Priest is champion. If Damian Priest loses, he is out of the Judgment Day. How do we get out of this fucking debacle?
He's out of the Judgment Day. He's lost. I mean, the story's already. I think they uncovered that.
The writing's on the wall.
Yeah, I'm done. It's done.
I say we pull a no contest. No one wins. No one loses.
Now, what if, like you said, I agree with you, Cody, no contest because there's interference from the Judgment Day. So he ends up losing
that would
anyways.
be a DQ on Seth Rollins' end. So technically he would win, but he wouldn't have the championship.
But there's, referee didn't see it.
Right. No, I say it has to be a no contest for this quote unquote gentleman's agreement to just be out the door.
Unfortunately, I see what you're saying, Cody, but I hope not. I hope not. Come on.
Do we really want to see Damian Priest out of the Judgment Day right now?
He kind of already is.
I understand what you're saying there. Yeah, he kind of is. But at the same point in time, it's like they're building up to Finn Priest.
Mm-hmm. True.
You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
And Seth, again, this is the whole debacle. If Priest wins and we think what's going to happen, McIntyre cashes in on Priest. If Seth wins, so Priest wins, Seth can no longer challenge for the World Heavyweight title and as long as Priest wins. That lasts all of 5 minutes. McIntyre is the new World Heavyweight Champion. If Seth wins, Damian Priest is out of the Judgment Day. You'll have 2 former World Heavyweight Champions with a third one standing tall. With a no contest, you could still have Priest be cashed in on.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want this to happen either, which is why I'm saying give it to Melo. McIntyre wins, AJ or Punk comes out and screws him out of his title shot. I don't like that answer. I don't.
Look, McIntyre's getting screwed over. You see it coming, man.
He's either getting screwed in the ladder match or he's getting screwed in the cash-in.
He might make. There might be an attempt, but that boy, he's on a different level now. The last couple of weeks, he's gonna hurt somebody.
Oh, agreed. But it just
and I just think it's time. I think it's time for him to get the title. That'll set up CM Punk. That's up that storyline even more for a title.
But I'd say that because he's doing a good heel right now, but let him get a little more heat behind him.
I guess.
I don't know. I feel like it's just there's a bunch with the men's Money in the Bank. There's a few options we can go with. I would hate to put Chad Gable in a situation where he's in a no-win situation. He has the briefcase, but he's in a storyline with a bunch of monsters who are trying to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Andrade is the Twitch champ or the Twitter champion. McIntyre is going to get screwed one way or another.
Yep.
Jey Uso is the favorite, but going like in the future, do you see him cashing in on a champion?
Because they can choose any champion.
I get that, but why relegate him to either a tag or a mid-card title and not for the if you want him to be main event Jay, why not a world championship? And in that case, who the hell do you have him cash in on? Because if you have him cash in on Gunther and become world heavyweight champion, oh, the fans are going to turn on that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not going to be good. And if you have him cash in on a Cody or a Randy or even Roman Reigns himself or Solo for that matter, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, it's having Jay be champion right now, which, because like you say, you got Gunther, but I don't know how true it is, but what about the rumors about Ludwig turning on Gunther?
Well, I don't see that happening after Braun Breaker or Sheamus broke his ribs.
If he can come back in time for SummerSlam.
And then LA Knight, he's the spokesman for Slim Jim. That's his achievement award. And then, put Gable over in the match. But, again, you're stuck with the Wyatt Six. You're going to have the Money in the Bank winner be creeped out by a bunch of monsters and then have his cash-ins, totally screwed over every single time? Makes no sense. That's why I'm saying just by logic alone and building for the future, give it to Carmelo Hayes. Same thing with Stratton. You're building for the future. Right. Give it to Stratton.
Yeah,
if you're doing that, then yes, I see that. I see Hayes, but I don't know
because McIntyre's a Band-Aid fix.
Yeah, it's just
then. So my question would be, if that it's a Band-Aid fix, then what are we wasting all this time for with all this badass Drew McIntyre, how he's been the last 3 or 4 weeks? Now we've done that for what CM Punk, sure. Do you see what I'm saying? And
no, and I get it. It's like I get what you're saying, Scott. It just again, I'm just trying to think logically and trying to think of what would be the best for everyone involved.
Right.
Yeah, you can get Carmelo over in the match with McIntyre winning, but you have to continue the CM Punk storyline with McIntyre. Right. It's either he gets screwed in the ladder match, he gets screwed in the cash-in, or Punk goes and screws over Priest or Seth and lets him win the World Heavyweight Championship. And then you have Punk for lack of a better term, helping McIntyre until his chance with the world title. But then you're screwing over Gunther, who has done nothing but good things for the company. So I'd rather see McIntyre and Punk's match go to SummerSlam if he's cleared by then, than having McIntyre as champion as the moment.
Well, we'll just have to see how it plays out Saturday.
Yep. So I hate to cut this conversation short. Adrian Whisper Hayes is not ready for that pressure. Gable has got over every stupid ass gimmick.
I am not disagreeing with you whatsoever, Adrian. I do not disagree with that whatsoever. The problem with it is that he's already in another storyline. And having the Money in the Bank winner against the Wyatt Six just does not make any sense because no one's a champion.
Yeah, well, they'll mess up his cash in. That's what they'll do.
And do we really want to see Gable Gunther again with Gable as a champion?
I don't know. So every Tuesday night, guys, I hate to cut this short, but this is what you get on a Tuesday night. You get 3, sometimes 4, sometimes 5 guys with their opinions on wrestling. And boy, do you get opinions from, I mean, I can tell you right now, everybody's opinions is from 0 to 100 away from each other. But that's what makes it fun. And then we get Adrian Whisper in here. That's why it's called a Swerve. Yep.
Whisper, man, you got to join the show.
So Whisper, hey, yeah, next Tuesday night, man, I'm going to send you a link so you can get on the show. How about that, Whisper? So, but shout out to Adrian Whisper, XIW Extreme Impact Wrestling, August 5th, 17th, I believe. Big show. They go every other month in Panama City Beach.
Awesome.
So you agreeing to come on next Tuesday? So next Tuesday we'll have Adrian Whisper joining us and getting his opinions on the whole on wrestling. We'll get our reactions on Money in the Bank, what he thought about Money in the Bank. But Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast, guys, I am so sorry I got to cut out of here. Rico, thank you for joining again. Cody, man, always a blast hearing your opinions. Trust me on that. I can't wait. I cannot wait for you and Adrian Whisper to be in the same box together because Rico and I won't have to say shit. And it'll make it a great conversation. So, with that said, Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast, Huge Pop myself, Cody.
Thank you, guys.
We thank you guys for those that watch it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you know people that need to watch wrestling shows, tell them to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I will say this, man. I don't know if you see the numbers yet, but last Tuesday we were at 365. This Tuesday we're at 371. So 6 people. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, going in the right direction.
So, man, that's why I mean the man. That's why I'm the man. Yep, there you go. I'm telling you. So we're gonna look forward to a fun time. But as for now, Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast is out and it's for life, and we'll see you next week. I will put an announcement out on the board if there's any interviews coming up during the weekend. So stay tuned. Again, guys, Rico, Cody, thank you. Adrian, thank you for joining on the chat. We're out.
All my dogs, make some noise up in this house. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the grind. Cause when your body hits the canvas, then your ass is knocked out. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the grind. Cause when your body hits the canvas, then your ass is knocked out. Fight with Adrian Whisper is like a fight with the devil, because when he's dealing with you, you cannot get on this level. Fight with Adrian Whisper is like a fight with a king. It's like a fight with an army. They got the tanks and everything. He's leaving bruises and stitches, possibly leaving you crippled, cause when he sets up the table and sends you straight through the middle. 6 sadistic free, beat that ass with a light bulb. Leave a piece of glass embedded in the back of your skull. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know it's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the ground, cause when your body hits the canvas, then your ass is knocked out. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know it's going down.